Castlevania, the amazing demon-whipping, vampire-slaying, Belmont family-repping masterpiece of a franchise that has seemingly vanished as far as new releases is concerned. The last new Castlevania title to be released was Lords of Shadow 2 on February 25th, 2014. That's almost a decade. If you're a huge Castlevania fan like myself, you have been clamoring for a new title, and today we have one. This Castlevania remake is a reimagining of the second entry into the series, one of my favorites personally, and it's titled Castlevania Chronicles 2: Simon's Quest. This remastered version of Castlevania 2 was created by War Machine Studios. I'll put a link in the description where you can find their Discord as well as their YouTube channel, and again, that's down in the description below. So to start, there's so much love that's put into this title. You can tell right away that this game was created with care. Assets from past Castlevania games are used in this version of the game, and everything seems to mesh well and coexist within the same world. With many other titles that implement these types of assets from different games, something always feels off, but this game doesn't suffer from that. Everyone knows that Castlevania games are known for having killer soundtracks, and this game does not disappoint in this regard. It remasters so many classic Castlevania jams and puts a unique spin on things while keeping the essence of the original versions alive. There are also many original tracks that are implemented, and you're listening to the music from the game right here in this review. Simon looks great. His whip animation is good, it's fluid, and he can change directions in midair. We all know that that's always been an issue in these earlier Castlevania games, and this remastered edition allows you to maneuver in the air with a bit more mobility. Another added addition is the ability to slide, and during the slide animation, Simon is actually invincible. This is a key feature as you advance through the game, especially against later bosses. Speaking of bosses, each mansion has its own unique boss to defeat before possessing, yes, I did say that correctly, possessing one of Dracula's body parts. Oh yeah, the story. It's the same story as the original game. 7 years have passed since Simon slayed Dracula, but he has been stricken with Dracula's curse. In order to get rid of Dracula's curse, he must collect all of Dracula's body parts, resurrect him, and then kill him again. Easy enough. So gone are the day and night sequences that plagued the original, and the townspeople actually give you useful information in order to advance through the game. Hearts are now used exclusively for leveling and side weapon ammunition, while money is the currency that's used to purchase items. The old menu system is also gone, and you're now able to scan through your weapons using the shoulder buttons on the controller. All of the major weapons seem to make their way back into this title from the original, and also it has the addition of both the cross and the axe. The layout of the map is almost identical to the original game, and for your convenience, a map menu is also added to the game. I know this is one of the things that confused people quite a bit with the original version of Castlevania 2, is that there's no map and the levels are very large on each side of the original town, going right or going left, and this map really helps out with that. Outside of the first mansion, all the mansions seem to have a different layout compared to their original counterparts, and this makes for a unique and oftentimes challenging gameplay experience. Speaking of challenging, this game is definitely more difficult than the original NES version. Enemy invincibility is used as a very unique way to help scale difficulty. Let me explain what I mean. So once you strike an enemy, they will become invincible. Now each enemy has a different number of frames of invincibility after they've been hit. Also, enemies do not get stun locked, meaning that when you strike them, they don't stand still. So once you whip an enemy, they'll still continue to move, and you have to wait for their invincibility frames to go away. This can take a bit of getting used to, especially if you're used to the original Castlevania 2 game, but it does scale the difficulty in an interesting way, and I kind of like it. The game does have its classic Castlevania knockback on hit animation, and this will cause you to fall into pits a lot, especially in the bridge areas, as well as this one area in this one mansion where you gotta swing on this pendulum, and it's chaos. Medusa heads, if you're a Castlevania dude, you know what I'm talking about. So without spoiling a bunch, there are a few added sequences to this game when compared to the OG version, all of which I think you'll love. FMVs are also added to the intro as well as the ending of the game, and this helps to really bring the characters to life. Now with all of these positives, there are a handful of negatives. There are a few bugs that I did notice, nothing of which is game breaking. At times when going up steps, once you reach the top, Simon will sometimes just randomly jump on his own. I don't know why that happens, but it does. Sometimes when jumping on a screen transition, so going from one screen to the next, the transition just won't register. Or at times, it will transport Simon to a different spot on the next screen. Again, not game breaking, but something that I did notice. The last thing that I noticed is that one time when I was fighting Dracula, he got stuck on the far right side of the room and he wasn't able to move. That was good for me, but it was pretty bad for the Bloodsucker. So for my conclusion, this is one of the best fan-made games that I've played. I highly recommend that you play it. Trust me, you won't regret it. Again, all of the information for the creator of this game is listed below in the description, as well as his Discord, his YouTube, and the links that you'll be able to find over in his Discord and his YouTube channel if you want to play this game for yourself. Also, if you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button for more awesome gaming content, and don't forget to click the bell so you get updated whenever I post new videos. As always, I want to thank you for checking in. It's Jay Gleez signing out, and continue to game strong.